So now getting started. I mean, how excited are you to be be in Orlando? How's everything been?
I'm super excited. It's a blessing from God.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And how has the transition been? I mean, through all the adversity that you've been through to finally be at this stage, be playing in the Big 12 with a head coach like Johnny Dawkins.
Blessing from God. I mean, I think I told Coach that one day. I think I just was trying to get back to this level, and I couldn't ask for nobody to be underneath to get back at this level with. So it's a blessing.
I mean, you averaged 45 points in the JUCO playoffs, so that puts
Yeah.
you right back up on the map. I mean, what are some things that you learned
Yeah.
from that? And talk about that experience.
Man, what did I learn about JUCO
Yeah, like
basketball? What?
on all of the experience, like playing or averaging 45 in the playoffs, but
Oh
you
man,
experienced playing JUCO and starting
I'll
from the
say
ground up
this:
again.
it took me to average 45 in playoffs for a lot of schools to get serious. To be honest, you in JUCO, a lot of kids in JUCO dealing with different problems, so you never know who's going to take what risk, and that's all understandable. That's the business of basketball. Luckily, I had a bunch of my teammates went to school, so shout out to those guys: Nard Taylor, Book Knight, Maker. Everybody's going where they need to go. Tez, Goma, my whole team really went to a higher program, so that's a blessing from God. But what I learned getting to me now, I want to shout out those guys. But to get to me, um, I just learned how you got to get it out the mud, man. You gotta get out the mud. You gotta go hard. You gotta do it consistently. That's what I had to do. That's why I got to 45 points a game, because when I was averaging 30, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough.
Yeah,
Wasn't enough.
that
But
wasn't.
when I start averaging 45, people call back.
Yeah.
People show up. So, but to put on top of that, it wasn't the points. I was winning. That's if I wasn't winning, I wouldn't even want to talk about what I was doing.
Yeah.
But we were winning. We won games. We went to the championship game of that tournament versus South Plains. Like, we won. So I can't be too mad about how that season went. But I just learned so much, man. I learned how to get the will to win. That's really what I learned.
And would you say all those teams looking over you, not looking at you, does that put an extra chip on your shoulder this season to show up more than ever?
100%.
And you posted this offseason, you were working out with players like Chris Paul and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. John
Speak about
Wall.
this, John Wall. Speak about those experiences and what you're learning from guys like
I
that.
mean, just learning little things from them. That's the thing with those guys. Like, they got these special little things to them. Just learning those little things, trying to rep them out, memorize, muscle memory, and just stay consistent and try to reach the level that I want to reach to one day.
And what do you see your role being on this team? Like, where you find yourself doing the most?
Whatever coach need me to do.
And speak about Coach Dawkins himself. I mean, he's a player. He's a coach. Excuse me.
Yeah,
He's a coach that said this isn't last chance you. This is second chance you. And he
yeah.
wanted to make sure that he brought you guys under his wing. Just speak about him as a man and what he's meant to you.
I mean, he gave me another opportunity that could change my life. I mean, Johnny Dawkins is a special guy, though. You gotta get to know him. He's a special guy, though. Was a player. Was a great player. Was and still is a great coach. Did great things in both. Great guy. He's a guy that you want leading you. He's a guy that you want leading the youth. Period.
And for somebody who's not familiar with your game, what would you say are some of your best
And I'm
strengths?
sorry to go back to Johnny
Oh
Dawkins
yeah.
to put more shine on him. He could deal with any type of kid. Like, you could put any type of kid around Johnny Dawkins. He'll know how he's special.
And what would you say are some of your best strengths on the court?
Some of my best strengths on the court. I don't got no weaknesses.
Is there anything that you're working on more than like that has more priority during the off season that you're looking forward to improving?
Nah, because the same stuff I'm doing now, I was working on in the off season. Like, I play off the ball a lot here, which is great for me. Showcase a lot more in my game, so I get a lot of more open catch and shoot shots with guys closing out. So it's easier to rip or easier to get that shot off. And I was working on a bunch of catch and shoot in the summer, and I feel like I'm starting to see it in practice off the ball, like me being comfortable shooting off the ball and stuff like that. Because I've all my teams I've always had to dominate the ball. So that's the beauty about being here too. Like, playing off the ball, like, showing you know how to play, like just moving, you know, different stuff.
And speaking about your journey, when did you know it was UCF that was the choice?
I don't really remember. I don't really remember.
and
Mm-mm.
and there's a
But I'll say this though, when I was in playoffs, I wasn't even it was UCF wasn't even really a thing when I was in the playoffs, averaging 45.
gotcha.
I was talking to other schools though, other high majors.
And you've seen some of the crowd experiences at this game, beating Kansas, the crowd rushing the court. Do you expect to get some of that same environment here with this team and a bunch of athleticism?
100%.
And I would say, as a NBA inspiration, is there anybody who like you want to model your game after, or you take inspiration from in your game?
No, I kind of just like to learn from anybody that knows more than me or has been to where I want to be to. So whoever I could pick from, pick a little bit from everybody and try to put it into my game and try to grow and reach where I want to be one day.
And what does your love for basketball come from? What allowed you to reach this stage and keep going with this sport?
I mean, my family, like my family for real. I mean, I got my family.
And lastly, to ask one fun question, what's your go-to song before a game?
My go-to song for a game. I don't know. I've been bumping that Math T-Ski though. You want to hear it?
You got some. You got
Uh,
some. You got
I
some.
got you. Hold on.
Don't put it up too close to the mic. You can keep it like a
I
little bit,
bet.
yeah.
Why not too close? What happened?
Because it'll just
You heard
it'll
that Raw Wave, that new
as
album?
new
That
album came
25 go
out.
hard, man. That 25. That 25. All right, I'm about to let you listen to I like this type of music before a game. Shout out Math T-Ski.
I gotta get that in.
Yeah, ain't tryna kill you, don't call my phone. We up on all my arms, I think you was back to get you gone. From 10 toes in the trench, I'm still tryna build a head and stone. Yesterday I'm on that bullshit, drop it low, we can get it on. Fell in love with LA, bitch,
So
that's
is
like
this
my
what
second.
that's what gets you going before the
Yeah,
game?
that type of music.
All right, perfect.